jump off as they make their way towards the first. Risk of Thunder, Roundwood. Right Said Fred and Papillon, they're the leaders. The quads on the inside. One of our own also up there with Tartooth as they jump the first. Risk of Thunder and Roundwood. Right Said Fred, and they're all safely over. Paul's run a slight mistake back in the field, but as they go towards the first ditch, fence number 2. Risk of Thunder, Right Said Fred in the yellow and red colours. Between horses is Roundwood. They're followed by Papillon, Rocket's Castle, one of our own, the quads. Paul's run again, loses a bit of ground in jumping as they race on now towards the third. And it's Risk of Thunder and Right Said Fred. One of our own just behind them on the outside with Rocket's Castle, Tartooth just behind them. Then Roundwood. Pruitt's Brook is next, then Papillon. As they reach the top of the hill and turn to face fence number 4. Right Said Fred, Graham Bradley in the lead, followed in second place by one of our own. Rocket's Castle runs third, and they're followed on the inside by Risk of Thunder. Then Druid's Brook, this is the fence he fell out a year ago. Then Papillon. Rocket's Castle was a bit slow over that one, but they're all safely over, and they're running downhill towards the 5th. And as they do so, Right Said Fred from one of our own. Druid's Brook on the outside, Papillon up there in 4th, and just behind them on the inside is Risk of Thunder with Rocket's Castle and Roundwood. Then the Real Article. Going now towards the second of the ditches, fence number 6. Druid's Brook, Right Said Fred and Papillon the leading 3. Papillon in the green colours, Risk of Thunder behind them in 4th. And they're followed over it by the Real Article, then Tartooth. Behind Tartooth is one of our own. As they turn towards the 7, Druid's Brook with the noseband, leading by about half a length to Right Said Fred. They're followed by Papillon. Tartooth is next, the almost white grey on the outside, the Real Article, then Roundwood. And in behind these Full of Oats, Bob Tracy. All safely over it. Celtic Giant, a slight mistake towards the back of the field. Running down now towards the next fence, and Papillon is the leader over it, followed in second by Right Said Fred. They're followed on the outside in third place by Druid's Brook. Seems to be some type of power failure parts of the track here. That was the big roar from the crowd. The giant screen opposite the stands has gone blank as they come towards the fence on the turn into the straight. Right Said Fred and Papillon with Druid's Brook in third place, and they're followed by Risk of Thunder. And they're followed by Bob Tracy, and behind Bob Tracy comes Tartooth as they swing into the straight for the first time. Power restored on the track, as you may have gathered from the crowd reaction. Papillon the leader, Right Said Fred in second, Risk of Thunder just behind them with Druid's Brook. Bob Tracy close with Roundwood on the inside. Tartooth and the red blinkers, and Roundwood's a faller there. Roundwood is gone there as they come now to the fence before the stands, which is number 11. And Papillon in the blinkers, Right Said Fred towards the left, and they're followed by Bob Tracy, who made a slight mistake. Druid's Brook also hit it. Risk of Thunder right up there with the leaders. One of our own is behind them, and they're followed by the Real Article, then Tartooth, the quads, and Rocket's Castle, Full of Oats, Glebe Lad, Manus the Man, then Celtic Giant and Feathered Leader, and they're followed by Paul's Run, and behind Paul's Run, Ultra Flutter brings up the rear as they go towards the 12th fence. Papillon and Right Said Fred together. They're followed by Risk of Thunder, then Druid's Brook. And they're all safely over the 12th and turning right-handed past the stands to start the second and final circuit. Right Said Fred, the inside, leads Papillon in second. Risk of Thunder in third, then Bob Tracy running fourth, followed by Druid's Brook. One of our own is next. Manus the Man is improved on the inside, then Tartooth and the Real Article, and then Glebe Lad and Rocket's Castle. The quads is next, then Celtic Giant, and then Feathered Leader as they go over the 13th, followed by Full of Oats is dropped back, then Paul's Run and Ultra Flutter. A bad mistake there by Tartooth, who's been knocked back towards the tail of the field. Going towards the 14th, another ditch. Papillon on the outside of Right Said Fred, then Risk of Thunder and Bob Tracy. Glebe Lad is improved, then on the outside Druid's Brook. Another bad mistake by Tartooth, who's right out of contention now as they go towards the top of the hill. Fence number 15. Right Said Fred, Papillon the blinkers, Druid's Brook on the outside. The Real Article is right up with him. Then comes Risk of Thunder, Bob Tracy, Glebe Lad, Rocket's Castle, then one of our own, Manus the Man, then Feathered Leader. And behind Feathered Leader is the quads. Tartooth has been pulled up at the back of the field and also pulled up his Ultra Flutter. They've 8 fences left to jump, and Right Set Fred the leader. Followed in second place by Papillon. Risk of Thunder is third. Then comes Druids Brook in fourth. Glebe Lad improves. Behind Glebe Lad comes the Real Article, and then comes One of Our Own. They're followed down the hill by Manus the Man. Bob Tracy has lost a few places. Then Rocket's Castle, Feathered Leader. The quads beginning to make a bit of ground, and they're followed by Paul's Run. Celtic Giant struggling at the back, and Full of Oats is last. 7 from home. Right Set Fred the leader. Right Set Fred narrowly from Papillon. Druids Brook close in third. They're followed by Risk of Thunder, then Glebe Lad. One of Our Own running a big race as they jump the final ditch. Papillon, as Right Set Fred makes quite a bad mistake. The Real Article also blundered. They turn away from Ballyhack. They've 7 furlongs to race and 5 fences to jump. Papillon, Druids Brook on the outside. They're followed in third place by One of Our Own. Then comes Risk of Thunder and the Real Article. Then Glebe Lad. Manus the Man improves. Feathered Leader beginning to creep closer on the outside. Bob Tracy trying to get back into it, having lost his place. But as they come towards 5 from home, it's Druids Brook in the lead. Druids Brook met it wrong. Papillon's in second. Quad's a mistake in mid-division. And running down towards the fourth last, Papillon the inside, Druids Brook, One of Our Own. They're followed by Risk of Thunder, Glebe Lad on the inside, then the Real Article. Feathered Leader going easily just behind him, and just ahead of him, in fact, is Manus the Man. 4 from home, Druids Brook from One of Our Own on the outside. In third place is Papillon, then comes Risk of Thunder. They're followed by Glebe Lad getting a run up the inside as they run down now towards the third last. And it's Druids Brook the leader. Druids Brook in front from Glebe Lad on the inside. One of Our Own, Manus the Man just behind them. And they're being followed by Risk of Thunder. Feathered Leader still going nicely in behind them as they come down towards the third last fence. And it's Glebe Lad who jumps on the inside as Druids Brook blunders. Glebe Lad leads, Manus the Man in second, Risk of Thunder's third. They're followed in fourth place by One of Our Own. Feathered Leader still going nicely in behind them as they run down the straight towards the second last fence. And Glebe Lad and Tom Rudd in the lead in the Irish National from Manus the Man and Jason Titley in second. They're followed in third place by Risk of Thunder, then Feathered Leader, who's running on in fourth, and they're clear of the rest as they race towards the final fence. Glebe Lad, Risk of Thunder on the far side, Feathered Leader coming there strongly on the near side, and then Manus the Man at the last. Glebe Lad and Feathered Leader. Feathered Leader on the near side, Glebe Lad the centre, Risk of Thunder and Manus the Man as they fight it out inside the last furlong. Glebe Lad, Feathered Leader on the near side. Glebe Lad and Tom Rudd from Feathered Leader as they race up the line. Glebe Lad is going to give Mick O'Brien his third Irish National success. Glebe Lad wins the Jameson Irish National. Feathered Leader is second. Manus the Man is third. Risk of Thunder 4. They're a long way clear of One of Our Own, followed in by the quads, then Full of Oats, and behind Full of Oats came Paul's Run. Druids Brook is next. Papillon dropped right out of it on the way.